Howdy. Welcome to Nashville. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most attractive, beautiful, and interesting buildings in the city. It's called the Union Station. And on our journey today, we're going to be seeing the people, the stories, and the time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All aboard!
Boots on the platform, dust on the worn suitcase. Sunburned soldiers, mamas, miners, all chasing some new place. Rhythm in the rails now, floorboards start to shake. Headlights glow like morning, rolling in wide awake. Union Station roll, let the mighty iron horses cry. Smoke in the sky, steel wheels flying by. Thunder in the track, every heartbeat keeping time. Sweethearts waving from the gate as the whistle blows goodbye. Carolina cotton, Kansas prairie wind, letters tucked in aprons, prayers under chin. Chicago dreams, New Orleans songs, all on the same old line. Pulled into the station, every story on a different time. Union Station roll, let the mighty iron horses cry. Smoke in the sky, steel wheels flying by. Thunder in the track, every heartbeat keeping time. Sweethearts waving from the gate as the whistle blows goodbye. To the red clay roads, they stood shoulder to shoulder, feeling that engine load. One last hug, one last shout, hat tipped low as it rolled on out. Sweethearts waving from the gate as the whistle blows goodbye. Union Station roll, let the mighty iron horses cry. Smoke in the sky, steel wheels flying by. Thunder in the track, every heartbeat keeping time. Sweethearts waving from the gate as the whistle blows goodbye.
Thank you, Grandma Anita, for your support and guidance in helping us put this video together. Anita's father worked for the local railroad station here, and when she was a child, she would go with him up to the Union Station in Nashville. And she always says that it was a whole lot of fun. Coming up next on our journey today, stop number 1, Tennessee Native Guide, what to look for at the Union Station in Nashville. Stop number 2, we'll have a journey through time where you'll see a more advanced view into the history of the Union Station, and you'll get to see inside the building itself. Stop 3, we have the Union Station After Dark. This will be a short story on the ghost train, which is a local legend. And also, stop number 4, we have a special treat for you. It's called Abigail's Story. It's a famous story about the ghost that lives in the Union Station in Nashville, Tennessee, so don't miss it. The Union Station in Nashville is a very special place. Why? The Union Station in Nashville is special because it connects us with people, time, and our roots. You see, Nashville grew out of the river, and then it expanded by the tracks. That is why Captain Thomas Ryman is so important, and Major Eugene Castner Lewis, the engineer, businessman, and civic leader, is a close second. Major Lewis helped build Shelby Park, Centennial Park, and the Union Station. He was also the mind behind Nashville's Parthenon. It's interesting that there's a connection between Ryman and Major Lewis, is that they're actually buried in the same cemetery, and they both have pretty unique graves. One of the impressive things about the Union Station is that there is a functional statue weather vane that was installed on the top of it. The statue was called Mercury by the Romans, or Hermes by the Greeks, and it was 19 feet tall if you include the support structure that was on it, and it was put there to represent travel, commerce, and swift communication. The original statue toppled from the Union Station clock tower during a tornado in March of 1952. The replacement now is a 2D silhouette. Now, if you go inside the ground lobby, Miss Louisville and Miss Nashville give us a very unique view into Nashville's past. Miss Louisville on the left is more mature and ornate, and Miss Nashville on the right is younger, elegant, and rising. At the time that it was built, Louisville was the bigger city that was more mature, and Nashville was the smaller city. Now, Nashville is the bigger city. On opposite ends of the main lobby are two engravings. One is of a chariot, and the other one is of a train. And that was put there with pride, because in the gap between the chariot and the train, it represents how much humanity and the transportation industry has improved and progressed over time. This next section will be about moving Tennessee. In 1880, the L&N, which stands for Louisville and Nashville Railroad, acquired controlling interest in the NC&StL, which stands for Nashville, Chattanooga and St. Louis Railway, whose predecessor, the Nashville and Chattanooga Railroad, had been in operation since 1854. The L&N corporate identity formally ended on December 29, 1982, when it merged into the Seaboard system, whose lines later became part of CSX Transportation in 1986. Intercity passenger service at the Nashville Union Station ended in 1979. In 1897, Major Eugene Castner Lewis of the NC&StL helped lead the Tennessee Centennial Exposition, which celebrate the 100th anniversary of Tennessee statehood and promoted Nashville as thousands of visitors arrived by rail. By 1900, Nashville had its imposing Romanesque Revival Union Station, and it was built as part of the L&N's Passenger Terminal Improvement Program, and it served both the L&N and the NC&StL railroads. This rail corridor connected to the Nashville Union Station brought supplies to General William T. Sherman during the Civil War, fighting for Abraham Lincoln and the Union. It carried hundreds of workers to the Old Hickory powder plant during World War I. Also on October 22, 1907, it brought President Theodore Roosevelt to Nashville, through the Union Station, of course, and while he was here, he was given a cup of coffee, may have been at the Maxwell House or the Hermitage, the home of Andrew Jackson. I don't quite know which one, but anyway, he liked it, and he said that it was good to the last drop. And if you see the Maxwell House coffee today, you'll see good to the last drop. That is supposedly taken from President Theodore Roosevelt's trip to Nashville. Now, in the 1930s, it also brought Franklin D. Roosevelt to Nashville, and it carried newlyweds bound for their honeymoons, and it carried gangster Al Capone under federal guard through Nashville Union Station on May 4th, 1932, on his way to the federal penitentiary in Atlanta. During this time, rail stations were filled with travelers and sentiment. It's been described as a mingling of cinders and kisses, as historian Louise Davis wrote. The Nashville Union Station was no exception, and during World War II, thousands of men passed through it. And as one station employee poignantly remembered, we all knew that some of them would never come back. Trains surpassed steamboat river commerce to rule Tennessee trade and travel from the late 1800s until they were supplanted by trucks and automobiles in the 1950s. It is fitting that tributes to Tennessee rivers and rails be viewed together, because through these two still vital systems, Tennessee's landscape, economy, and communities were transformed by industry, travel, and commerce. Former rivals, water and rail, are now partners. The Alligator Bar at the Union Station is in reference to the alligator pools that they used to have on track level. They were real popular with people coming to Nashville. And coming up, you're going to see the depot that was located behind the station. It was a single-span gable roof structure. This is a significant engineering achievement at the time, and the station was big enough to hold 10 full-length trains. Coming up, you'll see a staircase. My grandmother used to say she loved running up and down that staircase when she was a kid. Also inside the lobby, 128 panels up on the ceiling, stained glass windows. They're absolutely beautiful. There's also stained glass windows around the Union Station that you can see from the road. At night, it's beautiful when they have the lights on inside the hotel and you can see the glow from those windows out on the street. It's one of the prettiest sights in Nashville. So where are we on the Nashville transportation timeline? Well, we would begin with Captain Thomas Ryman and the steamboats here in Nashville. People would arrive by steamboat, then go up to the Ryman Auditorium, and then they would arrive by train and get off at the Union Station, get to Nashville that way. And now we have BNA, or Nashville International Airport, and that is how people arrive in Nashville today. Also, you have these bridges out beside the Union Station. They've got trains in them to honor the history and legacy of trains in Nashville, right in the area called the Gulch today. Also, this is a plaque for the building. This is on the 5th floor. The offices is what they used to be. They have ceilings of 18 to 22 feet. The area here is surrounded by angels of time and progress. And these carvings are all around it. The clock tower, there's a lot of people who think that this was the first digital clock, but the safest way to say it is one of the first digital clocks. I don't know for sure that it was the first, but it was definitely one of the first. And it was a big deal when it was put in. This next picture is a representation of what it would look like at the top of the barrel vaulted ceiling above the lobby. And this is the seating that passengers and guests would have sat at the original Union Station. Some of them are still there. This is an original ticket for a passenger at the Union Station. This picture is representing what it would be like to be a passenger on a train. The Phantom Train of Nashville's Union Station. Long after the last passenger trains left the station here in Nashville, some people say that the old tracks still remember. As you see, late at night, when the station is real quiet, a distant whistle is said to rise from the darkness. At first, it sounds like it's almost coming from another time. Then comes a low rumble of iron wheels, the soft hiss of steam, and the feeling that an unseen train is moving along the tracks. Some call it the Phantom Train. It is said to be a ghostly echo of Union Station's past, when steam engines, travelers, soldiers, and families once filled the depot with life. Then, just as quickly as it came, the sound fades. The tracks grow silent again, and the Union Station stands in the night. All right, we're about to see some ghosts ahead, and remember, when dealing with ghosts, if you're not afraid of it, then it won't be afraid of you. Room 711, Abigail and the Soldier on the Tracks. At the Union Station in Nashville, Tennessee, every stone seems to hold a memory. By day, the old station is grand and beautiful, with its tall tower, its Romanesque arches, and echoes of a time when steam engines carried travelers in and out of the city. But when night settles over the building and the lights grow soft in the long hallways, some say that the Union Station becomes something else. It becomes a place where the past still whispers. One of the most remembered legends belongs to a young woman named Abigail. As the story is often told, Abigail was not just a guest who is passing through. Oh no, she was a woman with a heart full of hope. She had come to the Union Station waiting for someone very special, a soldier who she loved very much. And in those days, the railroad was more than a way to travel. It was a place where goodbyes were spoken, promises were made, and families stood there together, watching the tracks, hoping to see someone return. Abigail's soldier had gone away, and she waited for him near the Union Station gate where so many journeys began and ended. To her, every whistle in the distance may have sounded like a promise. Every footstep in the hallway may have made her turn her head and wonder. And every train arriving at the platform may have made her heart beat just a little bit faster in anticipation of that moment. But according to legend, the soldier who she loved never came back. Some say that Abigail's sadness never fully left the building. Her story became tied to room 711, a quiet room that's high up in the top of the Union Station Hotel. Guests and storytellers have said that something gentle and mysterious still lingers there in that room. Now don't worry, it's not something that's cruel, and it's not something that's dangerous. It's not something you need to worry about. It is described as being more like a memory that has simply never found its way home. And in the stillness of room 711, people have spoken of strange feelings in the air, sudden cold spots, and a sense that someone is unseen nearby. A light may flicker, a shadow may seem to move where there isn't anyone actually standing, and a quiet sound may drift through the room even when everything else is silent. Then there is the soldier. Many stories say that near the tracks a figure has been seen, or perhaps imagined, in the darkness. A soldier standing alone, as if he is also waiting. He's not marching, he's not calling out, he simply appears as part of the old railroad night. He is still and watchful, he is always facing the station, as though he knows that someone inside is looking for him. And that is what makes the legend of Abigail so touching. It is because it's not just a ghost story. It's a story about waiting, about love, about the powerful bond between two people separated by time, distance, and history. In the imagination of those who tell the tale, Abigail remains inside the station while the soldier remains near the rails. She is drawn to the room where her story is remembered, and he is drawn to the tracks where so many trains once brought hope to Nashville. And between them stands the Union Station itself, the grand old building of stone, steel, and so many memories. Maybe, just maybe, that's why this story has lasted so long. It's because every railroad station has seen reunions. Every platform has heard farewells. And every train whistle has carried both joy and sorrow. And at Nashville's Union Station, the legend of Abigail and the soldier gives a name and a heart to those feelings. If you ever walk through the Union Station at night and go down the hallway near room 711, I want you to listen closely. You may not hear anything at all. Or perhaps, beneath the hum of the modern world, you might imagine a faint sound of a distant train, a soft footstep in the hall, and a young woman still waiting for the soldier she loved. Not as a frightening spirit, but as a lonely memory still looking toward the tracks.
Rolling down the line, everything's fine. Click, clack, leaving worries behind. Rolling down the line, hard right on time. Click, clack, let the old world shine.
Thank you for listening to Tennessee Campfire.